Living in a place where danger is ever present, and every street feels like a potential battleground, is a harsh reality for some. In certain cities across the globe, this is exactly what residents face, where a single moment can turn dangerous. So what causes these cities to descend into such? How do some urban areas become so perilous that safety feels like a distant memory? Join us as we explore the top 15 most dangerous places in the world, uncovering the unsettling truths behind these crime-ridden regions and the forces that shape their reality. Stay with us as we delve into the dark side of urban life. Number 1. Tijuana, Mexico. Mexico is known for its significant crime issues, with Tijuana standing out as one of the most dangerous cities. Located in the northwest with nearly 2 million people, Tijuana boasts beautiful beaches and impressive architecture. However, its crime rate overshadows its potential as a tourist destination. In 2024, Tijuana recorded 1,807 incidents, a slight decrease from 2023's 1,868. But violence remains rampant. On some days, as many as 6 people are victims, cementing Tijuana's reputation. While crime occurs throughout the city, areas like Camino Verde, Zona Norte, and Sanchez Taboada are particularly notorious, dominated by criminal gangs involved in illicit trafficking and illegal operations, including organized violence. The disappearance of photographer Hana Kobayashi in December 2024 highlighted the dangers for travelers, especially those alone. As of 2025, the city's crime index is at 71.9, reflecting high levels of violent crime. Despite this condition, local authorities seem either unable or unwilling to address the issue, leaving Tijuana struggling under the grip of crime, with little hope for change shortly. But Tijuana isn't the only city. There's a place just a few hundred miles north where crime and violence have taken on a similar scale. Let's head to the United States, where Peabody, St. Louis, is facing a fate not too dissimilar from Tijuana's. Number 2. Peabody, St. Louis. St. Louis is one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with crime rates far exceeding the national average. One of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Peabody, Darst Webb, located near the city's center. Its violent crime rate is over 1,100% higher than the national average, with gang activity and the illegal drug trade contributing to frequent clashes. As of early 2024, Peabody Darst VBA had a crime rate of more than 12,000 incidents per 100,000 residents, about 440% higher than the national average. Violent crime rates were roughly 862% above the norm. However, there has been positive progress. In 2023, St. Louis saw a 21% drop in crime, the lowest in a decade, with significant reductions in robberies, aggravated assaults, and shootings. The St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department reported 150 incidents in 2024, the lowest in 11 years. Overall crime decreased by 15% compared to 2023, and by 31% from 2022. While burglaries increased by 3% in 2023, this is being closely monitored by authorities. But Peabody's struggles are not unique. There are other cities, once thriving metropolises, that are facing the same fate, overtaken by violence and lawlessness. Let's take a look at Detroit's Fiskhorn. Number 3. Fiskhorn, Detroit, USA. Detroit's history is marked by both prosperity and decline. In the early 20th century, the city became a global automotive hub, known as Motor City, and its population grew to nearly 2 million. However, the 1973 oil crisis led to factory closures and mass migration, leaving entire neighborhoods abandoned. Once a thriving metropolis, Detroit became one of the most crime-ridden cities in the U.S., and in 2013, local authorities declared bankruptcy. Today, Detroit is still associated with poverty and crime, but many residents remain hopeful. With a population of over 600,000, the city faces significant safety issues, especially in areas like Fiskhorn. This neighborhood has one of the highest crime rates in the city, with 1 in 8 residents becoming a victim of crime. Violent crimes such as robberies, murders, and assaults are common in Fiskhorn. Fiskhorn's violent crime rate is alarmingly high at 5,581 incidents per 100,000 residents, far above the national average of 370 and Michigan state average of 461. Despite this, the city overall has seen a decrease in crime. In 2024, Detroit recorded 203 incidents, a 19% drop from the previous year, marking the lowest number since 1965. Non-fatal shootings and carjackings also decreased by 25% and 15%, respectively. However, these improvements have not affected all neighborhoods equally, highlighting the need for targeted efforts to address the ongoing challenges in areas like Fiskhorn. But before we continue to another place, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just press the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It means the world. It really supports this channel. And if you do that for me, I promise my team and I will do everything we can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Number 4. Hillbrow, Johannesburg, South Africa. Johannesburg, South Africa's largest city with over 8 million residents, is often seen as a thriving metropolis, yet it hides a darker side. Among its urban landscape lies Hillbrow, one of the most challenging districts globally, plagued by overpopulation, high unemployment, poverty, and crime. Petty theft is common throughout Johannesburg, with incidents frequently occurring in public spaces and shopping areas, often in broad daylight. Carjackings have risen by 25% between July and September 2022, compared to the same period in 2019, heightening concerns for residents and visitors. Hillbrow is particularly known for a higher incidence of violent offenses, ranking among the top areas for such incidents, with 10 reported cases between April and June 2024 alone. The area's dense population and limited resources make it difficult for law enforcement to control crime effectively. Unemployment and poverty fuel criminal activity, as individuals resort to illegal means for survival. Additionally, the decline of infrastructure in Hillbrow has left abandoned spaces that criminals often exploit. Despite efforts to combat crime, including increased police presence and community initiatives, the latest South African Police Service data shows that crime rates remain high, with Gauteng, where Hillbrow is located, continuing to face significant challenges. What do you think are the main factors contributing to the high crime rates in Johannesburg, especially in areas like Hillbrow? Let us know in the comments below. Number 5. Cape Flats, South Africa. The Cape Flats is an area deeply affected by serious social challenges, where crime such as substance abuse, theft, and harmful behavior has become a significant part of daily life for many residents. These individuals, shaped by their environment, often display a lack of compassion. The situation worsened when former police officer Chris Prinsloo supplied local groups with over 2,500 firearms, leading to the rise of influential gangs like the Americans, Hard Livings, and JKF, who engage in illegal trade, coercion, and attacks on organizations that advocate for human rights. The presence of these groups has led to the need for an increased law enforcement response, with authorities often patrolling in large groups and deploying advanced equipment. Despite several government initiatives and community programs, crime rates have continued to escalate. For example, on March 2021, a large-scale incident resulted in the loss of many lives, and another such event occurred 3 months later, affecting numerous individuals. The challenges are compounded by the limitations of law enforcement and traditional policing methods, preventing meaningful progress in restoring stability to the Cape Flats. Next, move to Scampia, a district in Naples, Italy, where a similar story unfolds, a place controlled by the mafia, where the law is irrelevant and violence is the only constant. Number 6. Scampia, Naples. Scampia, a district in northern Naples, was developed in the 1980s with high-rise buildings, parks, and recreational areas to improve the quality of life for local residents. However, the area's potential was compromised by the presence of the Camorra, a powerful criminal group in Naples. Over time, Scampia became a center for illicit activities and a major hub for the drug trade in Europe, with the Dilo clan exerting control over the area for years. In 2004, tensions between the Dilo clan and a rival group led to significant unrest, affecting the local community. The district then saw a decline, with high-rise buildings falling into disrepair and public spaces losing their vibrancy. The high unemployment rate also contributed to the emergence of a new generation of young people who, in search of opportunities, engaged in street activities. In response, the Italian government launched a 2016 initiative to demolish the deteriorating buildings and relocate residents. However, the challenges in Scampia persist, as the district continues to struggle with poverty and limited opportunities, making it a complex issue for local authorities to resolve. However, in Acapulco, Mexico, District Renacimiento faces a situation far worse, where criminal control has pushed the city to the brink of collapse. Number 7. Renacimiento, Acapulco. Renacimiento, a neighborhood in Acapulco, Guerrero, Mexico, has become a focal point of concern due to growing safety challenges. The area faces issues such as social unrest and criminal influence, leading to a decline in public security. Once a popular tourist destination, Acapulco now experiences significant safety concerns, making it one of the more difficult places in Mexico. This place is particularly affected, with residents frequently facing disturbances related to these issues. The neighborhood has become a center for illicit activities, with occasional disruptions impacting daily life. Despite local law enforcement efforts to address these problems, progress has been limited, and only sporadic successes have been achieved. Two major groups, 221 and Los Luz, contribute to the ongoing challenges. For those planning to visit, especially in neighborhoods like Renacimiento, it is important to exercise caution. Staying informed about local conditions and following safety recommendations can help reduce risks associated with the area's ongoing issues. Number 8. Rio Blanco, San Pedro Sula. San Pedro Sula, the second largest city in Honduras, contrasts sharply with its name, St. Peter's Valley, with over 700,000 residents. It is known for its rich history but has faced ongoing challenges with public safety. The city often appears in global discussions about places with higher-than-average safety concerns, with a particularly elevated rate of incidents in recent years. In 2014, San Pedro Sula had one of the highest rates of such occurrences worldwide. Local laws allow residents to own up to 5 firearms, contributing to a sense of insecurity. Rio Blanco, a particularly unsettled area, is home to various groups involved in illicit activities, such as trafficking and theft. There are reports of random disruptions affecting innocent bystanders. Despite local concerns, authorities appear slow to respond, with allegations of corruption at various levels of government, where some officials reportedly turn a blind eye in exchange for compensation. Although some areas have seen slight improvements in safety, the overall situation remains complex. Organized groups, extortion, and the spread of illicit activities beyond traditional hotspots suggest that efforts so far have had limited success in addressing the root causes of these ongoing issues. Next, explore Chamelecon, Honduras, where two notorious gangs, MS-13 and Barrio 18, are locked in a violent battle that is ravaging the area. Number 9. Chamelecon, San Pedro Sula. Chamelecon, a district in San Pedro Sula, Honduras, has long faced challenges with organized criminal activity. The Mara Salvatrucha and Barrio 18 gangs are involved in illicit trade, extortion, and other unlawful practices that have affected both locals and visitors. Over the past 2 decades, 52 journalists have lost their lives in the district, highlighting the ongoing instability. However, this number only represents a fraction of those impacted by these groups, many of whom continue their operations without consequence. The local population has become resigned to living in constant uncertainty. Meanwhile, authorities have struggled to effectively address the situation, allowing crime to persist. An incident in 2004, in which 14 lives were lost on a bus, serves as a reminder of the ongoing challenges. Some gang leaders are open about their actions, even granting interviews where they make it clear that their activities will continue. As of early 2025, Chamelecon continues to grapple with these issues. The government's use of the military for public safety has raised concerns over its long-term effectiveness and potential human rights implications. The district remains under a state of exception, and debates continue about the balance between security measures and the protection of citizens' rights. What do you think is the most effective way to address the ongoing challenges in Chamelecon and restore safety to the community? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Number 10. Petare, Caracas. Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, is known as one of the most challenging cities in the world. With at least 120 serious incidents per 100,000 residents each year, the situation has worsened since the death of former President Hugo Chavez. In the last 8 years, incidents have increased by over 50%, and abductions have more than doubled. The problem is further compounded by a lack of resources, as the police force, already insufficient, continues to shrink, making it harder to maintain order. Many young people in Caracas are drawn to criminal groups, viewing it as a status symbol rather than a risk. Instead of pursuing education, they engage in unlawful activities, with individuals as young as 20 rising to leadership positions. The Petare district in eastern Caracas is particularly affected, marked by ongoing disturbances, disputes, theft, and abductions. Organized groups, like the one led by Wilexis Alexander Acevedo Monasterios, known as Wilexis, exacerbate the situation. These groups engage in trafficking, extortion, and territorial disputes, further destabilizing the area. In places like Petare, stepping outside is risky, and local authorities struggle to restore order. Sadly, the only factor limiting the reach of these groups is economic hardship, which restricts their ability to acquire more resources. Next, move to cities like Baltimore, where the Middle East district has been overtaken by a similar kind of violence, where gang wars rage and no one is safe. Number 11. Middle East District, Baltimore. The Middle East District of Baltimore gained recognition through The Wire, a TV series based on real events depicting the city's social challenges. In the mid-20th century, the area was mainly inhabited by Sikh Americans, who were active in St. Wenceslas Church and led peaceful lives. Over time, the neighborhood began to attract young people from families facing difficulties. A turning point came in April 1968, when the city experienced unrest, leading to property damage and clashes with law enforcement, marking the start of rising social concerns. Although authorities have since implemented various measures to improve public safety, crime remains a challenge. In 2024, crime rates decreased by 3%, but 1 in 10 residents is still at risk of adverse situations. The Hopkins Middle East area has crime rates 253% higher than the national average, with severe incidents 684% above typical levels. A notable example occurred on January 31, 2025, with unsettling incidents along East North Avenue. Despite these challenges, the city has seen some progress. In 2024, incidents dropped by 23%, and non-critical offenses fell by 34%. Arrests overall increased by 14%, including a 29% rise in arrests related to serious offenses and a 60% increase in minor offenses. However, residents of the Middle East District continue to express concerns about ongoing safety challenges. Local leaders emphasize the need for continued efforts to improve community well-being and address these issues. Number 12. Trenchtown, Kingston. Trenchtown, a historically significant neighborhood in Kingston, Jamaica, is renowned for its connection to reggae music and cultural heritage. However, in recent years, it has faced a growing number of challenges, including an increase in social unrest. In 2019, Kingston was ranked as one of the more troubled cities in the world, with Trenchtown being a focal point. This trend continued into 2021, when a series of altercations led authorities to impose a curfew, though it did little to reduce tensions. Innocent residents have been increasingly affected, such as on June 2021, when 2 locals were involved in a shooting incident. The rising challenges in Trenchtown are concerning for its future. The U.S. Embassy has warned its personnel to avoid the area, citing the strong gang presence and ongoing territorial disputes. High unemployment, poverty, and limited access to education have exacerbated the situation, leading some individuals to resort to alternative means of income. These socio-economic issues create an environment where unrest thrives, leaving residents vulnerable. As Trenchtown's reputation as a high-risk area grows, the neighborhood struggles to attract investment in tourism, limiting its economic potential. The increase in unrest also places pressure on local law enforcement and community organizations which are already working with limited resources, hindering the area's development and future prospects. Felipe, Camarão, a district in Natal, Brazil, is also facing its epidemic of violence. Stay tuned. Number 13. Felipe, Camarão, Natal. Natal, the capital of Rio Grande do Norte, is known for its thriving tourism, attracting visitors with its warm ocean, white sands, and tropical forests. However, the city faces notable security challenges. Felipe, Camarão, in particular, is a neighborhood with higher than usual levels of unrest. While many hotels offer comfortable accommodations, tourists should remain cautious, as incidents involving local groups can occur, even during the day. Over the past 2 years, Felipe, Camarão has seen several troubling events. In 2021, a resident met with an accident on their way to work, yet authorities did not investigate the case, reflecting a broader trend in the area. The local prisons have also faced difficulties, with a serious altercation in 2017 at Alama prison resulting in many unwanted results. In 2025, 2 recent incidents highlighted ongoing concerns. On February 1st, Robson, an employee and relative of a local business owner, was involved in an unfortunate event in the KM6 area. Just days earlier, on January 29th, a young person was caught up in a dangerous situation at the intersection of Felipe, Camarão, and nearby streets around 9 p.m. These incidents have raised concerns about Felipe, Camarão, once considered relatively safe. Local authorities are now investigating and taking steps to address the situation and improve safety for residents and visitors. Number 14. Complexo de Alama, Rio de Janeiro. Complexo do Alama, a network of favelas in Rio de Janeiro, has long faced instability, with some groups exerting control over the area through illicit activities. Residents frequently encounter confrontations between rival factions, leading many to limit their time outdoors and avoid places like bars. Despite police efforts involving over 100 officers, crime continues to persist in the region. One of the most notable incidents occurred on July 21, 2022, when a police action led to the loss of 18 lives, including 16 individuals involved in criminal activity, 1 officer, and 1 civilian. Human rights organizations have raised concerns about the excessive use of force and potential rights violations during such operations. In February 2017, the area experienced a surge in tensions, with 28 reported firearm-related incidents over 30 days, emphasizing the ongoing dangers faced by residents. Despite these challenges, community organizations and activists continue to support the population and advocate for improved living conditions and safety. The people of Complexo do Alama remain resilient, working towards a safer and more stable future. However, in Caracas, Venezuela, there is a district called Catia, where life is ruled by fear, violence, and crime in ways that may shock you even more. Stay tuned. Number 15. Catia, Caracas. Catia is a highly challenging district located in the western part of Caracas, where the conditions are distressing. In this area, some residents travel in armored vehicles, while others search through trash for food. Similar to Petare, Catia is under the influence of organized groups who hold significant power over the area. These groups operate with little accountability, using bad methods to secure resources. The crime rate in Caracas is alarmingly high, with more than 55 incidents per 100,000 people annually, contributing to its reputation as one of the most dangerous cities worldwide. For children growing up in Catia, Life is marked by a constant presence of hardship, lawlessness, and drug-related activity. This environment takes a toll on mental and emotional well-being, fostering an atmosphere of indifference. Many teenagers in the area, influenced by their surroundings, form their groups and follow similar paths. It is a troubling, ongoing cycle that seems difficult to disrupt, as both law enforcement and local authorities struggle to bring stability to the region. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video that appears on your screen right now. I'm sure you'll love this content. Comment below about the next country you'd like to see featured on our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.